U.S. has shocked the world by launching unprecedented strikes on Venezuela and capturing its leader Nicolás Maduro and wife in the dead of the night. Maduro and his wife have been brought to U.S. for trial on charges of narco-terrorism. President Donald Trump invoked the Monroe Doctrine to justify his attacks. Trump reached deep into history to explain one of the most dramatic U.S. actions in decades: the arrest of Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro. For more than 2 centuries, a single doctrine has shaped America's gaze toward its own hemisphere. A warning, a promise, and often a justification. First articulated in 1823 by President James Monroe, the doctrine was meant to block European powers from interfering in the Western Hemisphere. In return, the United States pledged to stay out of Europe's wars. At the time, Latin America was newly independent, fragile, contested, and vulnerable. But over time, what began as a shield became a sword. From Theodore Roosevelt's Corollary, which justified U.S. intervention in unstable Latin American nations, to Cold War confrontations in Cuba and Nicaragua, the Monroe Doctrine evolved into a rationale for American dominance close to home. And now, President Trump says it applies once again. Standing by the U.S. military operation that captured Maduro, Trump argued Venezuela had crossed a red line, hosting foreign adversaries, acquiring threatening weapons, and undermining what he called 2 centuries of American foreign policy.
Furthermore, under the now deposed dictator Maduro, Venezuela was increasingly hosting foreign adversaries in our region and acquiring menacing offensive weapons that could threaten U.S. interests and lives. And they used those weapons last night. Potentially in league with the cartels operating along our border. All of these actions were in gross violation of the core principles of American foreign policy, dating back more than 2 centuries. And not anymore. All the way back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines. And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal. But we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Monroe Document. I don't know. It's Monroe Doctrine. We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore. Under our new national security strategy, American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. Won't happen.
His message was blunt. Under America's new national security strategy, Trump said, U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. He even joked that the doctrine now has a new name, the Monroe Doctrine. Political scientists say this is not new, but it is intensified. Historians note that Venezuela has repeatedly served as a trigger point for Monroe Doctrine expansions, from the 19th century through Trump's first term. A fractured nation, rich in resources, courted by rivals of the United States. Trump's justification goes further. Energy, security, control. We want stability, Trump said. We want good neighbors, and we want energy. Venezuela, he stressed, has tremendous energy, vital not just for America, but for the world. Critics argue this echoes a familiar pattern. Analysts say presidents have long cloaked strategic and commercial interests in the language of the Monroe Doctrine. Interventions framed as protection, but serving power. They warn Trump's approach risks undermining democracy while reinforcing American hegemony. The White House has now formalized this thinking. Its national security strategy explicitly refers to a Trump corollary designed to restore American preeminence in the Western Hemisphere. The document outlines expanded military strikes in the Caribbean and Pacific, targeting drug trafficking and migration routes. But there is a risk. Experts caution this is no short operation. Capturing Maduro may pull the U.S. into prolonged involvement, contradicting Trump's promise to end forever wars. And it could fracture Trump's own MAGA coalition, where isolationists already question overseas interventions. The Monroe Doctrine once promised peace through distance. 200 years later, it is being rewritten, not as a warning to outsiders, but as a declaration of dominance. And with Venezuela now at the center of this doctrine's latest chapter, the question remains, is this history repeating itself, or America redefining its empire?
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.